There he is, John. Dylan Drake, in effect, the challenger tonight for that Dynamite Division title held by Boyce LeGrande.
Well, Dylan Drake, a man who has held gold here at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling before. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion here at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling, and now has his eyes set, his sights set on Dynamite Gold.
That's right. Woo!
Boyce LeGrande making his way to ringside. As you see him there, we saw him out here moments ago, earlier in the evening, during the #1 contendership Beat the Clock challenge, the to determine a #1 contender for the Dynamite Division Championship. And it looks like Boyce LeGrande's #1 fan here at ringside, making life a little miserable for Boyce LeGrande.
Absolutely, John, absolutely.
And I have nothing to do but applaud for that. That's all I got for that. Applause. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you. Boyce LeGrande, definitely not the fan favorite here in Pacifica, California, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, and Boyce LeGrande didn't exactly win that championship under fair circumstances. But Dylan Drake is one of those guys, so beloved, so honorable, you know what I mean? He's a friend of mine personally, so I am biased, but I see how Dylan treats everybody. Dylan's one of those guys, he deserves this championship.
And there you see it, the belt these two men are set to do battle for, the Dynamite Division Championship. And it looks like Dylan Drake already has some red trunks that would go well with the Dynamite Division title. As the bell sounds, the match officially underway. Champion and challenger sizing each other up here in the opening moments of this contest, KG.
Dylan Drake, Boyce LeGrande, sizing each other up. Dylan Drake's all about it. Boyce LeGrande trying to take it like it's a joke, you know, but that is the champion's advantage. You've got to beat the champion. You've got to pin his shoulders or submit him. He doesn't have to beat you per se. And that's the position he's reinforcing here to Dylan Drake. Dylan Drake has got to stay focused and stay in the game here, because this is what Boyce LeGrande does. He's a master of psychology. But here Dylan Drake is saying, you know what? I got all the time in the world, brother. I'm with you, Dylan Drake. Dylan Drake can hear me doing commentary over here. He said that is what he's doing, John Roberts.
Well, Dylan Drake looks like he might be ready to just relax and hang out for a while. He could use a, hi folks at home. He looks like he could use maybe a margarita perched up there on that top rope. I'm not sure. We got busted on candid camera, my friend.
You sure did. I didn't know I was behind that ring post. Dylan Drake wrestling out of San Francisco. Where does Boyce LeGrande wrestle out of, John?
Well, Boyce LeGrande, it seems like his home is always changing. There's currently no Bay Area sports going on, so pretty sure he's from parts unknown. Well, the Giants are going on, but it's not championship season. So there's no big rivalry at the moment. There's nothing big going on in the news for Boyce LeGrande to try and tick off the fans here. We've seen him hail from Cleveland, Ohio. We've seen him hail from Denver, Colorado, from Kansas City, Missouri. But right now, I'm pretty sure it's from parts unknown.
Fair enough, fair enough. Another champion from parts unknown, another tradition with a rich history in our business. Dylan Drake catching a hold of Boyce LeGrande with that standing side headlock. Got it all cinched in. That's the thing about Dylan Drake, John. Dylan can wrestle. Dylan can wrestle. To me, he kind of reminds me of he's got a lot of Timothy Thatcher in him, but it's almost combined with something else or someone else. It feels like a merging of styles.
Right. It's hard to put my finger on it, but if I had to, I'd probably say he's got a little bit of Tim Thatcher and a little bit of the Rock Legend scum, Adam Thornstowe in him. You know, he's not afraid to go to the mat, go hold for hold with you, but then he'll come out and surprise you with the caveat of backbreakers. He's not afraid to fly from the top
Innovative
rope.
and violent backbreakers, John. And I think that just, I think if we were to reverse engineer Dylan Drake and make his ingredients would be 42% Timothy Thatcher, 42% Rock Legend scum.
And with a small smattering of Roderick Strong.
Little bit of Roderick Strong, about 8% PMA, and I think you end up with the formula for Dylan Drake.
Absolutely. Right now, on the other side of the table, let's play scientist once again for the current reigning, defending Dynamite Division Champion.
And fleeing
the cowardly lion that he is, Boyce LeGrande. What would you put it? I think I might have just hit the nail on the head, the cowardly lion.
Yeah, it's maybe about 40% cowardly lion, 30% the Cheshire cat or whatever, because he's always got
the
that
Cheshire cat.
Cheshire.
He's got that Cheshire cat smile.
I don't live in the Disney fiction like you do, John.
Hey,
so
hey, nothing wrong with Disneyland. A special shout out to my wife Lauren, who's sitting at home right now watching this. She and I love the Disneyland, my friend.
You can tell when there's a word that I've just seen written for years that I've never said in public before, such as I said it, Cheshire or whatever. I don't know. I know it's the cat from Disney. I know you go to Disney every weekend with Joey Ryan, but we're not here to talk about that because the Dynamite Division title is on the line. Dylan Drake taking down LeGrande with a shoulder tackle. The crowd goes wild. I bet Marcus Mack heard that response all the way in San Francisco.
Well, LeGrande tried to, Dylan. Oh my goodness. Getting all tongue-tied here. This Dynamite Division Championship match has got me excited right now, KG. And it's only our first of 3 huge championship matches here tonight. The tag team titles are going to be on the line later on this evening as well. Our main event, the Gold Rush Pro Heavyweight Championship,
first time ever
on the line.
Friend versus friend. And now here they are, John, about to be right in front of our announce position here. Dylan Drake not content to wait for Boyce LeGrande. He's going to bring that ass whipping right to the ringside area. Men, women, children, young and old, everybody's crowding around those ringside barriers here at the Gold Mine, John. Pacifica, California is the new pro wrestling destination. Much like Barnesville, Georgia is the new capital of the wrestling South, Pacifica, California is the wrestling capital of Northern California, John.
You're absolutely right. Dylan Drake right now in a right way for himself as he tries to lay claim to the Dynamite Division Championship here at the Gold Mine tonight. LeGrande in a bad way as Dylan Drake climbs to the ring apron, but LeGrande meets him with a shoulder right into his abdomen region.
Take the wind right out of you, John. Dylan Drake here in trouble. This is not the way you want to be brought in the ring, but Drake finds a way out of it. Ducks that clothesline, John. The stereo, but he could not jump that. You want to call it a spinning heel kick? Do you want to call it a leg lariato?
A leg lariat, spinning heel kick.
I say leg lariato. Only 2. Kicked out right at 2.
I gotta applaud the camera work of our production team here tonight. Great images we are seeing live on YouTube.com/Gold Rush Pro Wrestling here at the Gold Mine in Pacifica, California tonight.
100% right there. You can see the ring announcer still brushing his hair now on camera. Kayfabe brother with the nonstop brushing of your hair.
In 1080p high definition, baby.
Seriously, no one's looking at you, brother. Just saying.
Knife edge chop there from LeGrande. Now one from Dylan Drake, the former Gold Rush Pro Heavyweight Champion. Oh, but he eats a DDT right on the point of his head for Boyce LeGrande. Is that going to be enough?
Now,
no.
What are you saying, John? Dylan Drake has a point on his head?
Everyone has a point on their head, KG. Even you with your chrome dome have a point on the top of your head, brother.
Maybe you have a point on your head, John. I happen to have seen Dylan Drake during his Batista phase when he had a shaved head, and he had a very smooth dome, kind of like a freshly ripened cantaloupe.
When he had a shaved head, and he also was rocking the mutton chops back in the day.
He's had a lot of looks over the years, man, but the ladies love the Golden Boy. They love his flowing locks. They love the Beta Breaker, and they love Beta Breakers, the actual event as well.
Oh, big elbow finds the heart region of Dylan Drake. The Golden Boy not looking so golden right now here at the Gold Mine. 2 count only there for Boyce LeGrande. Came that close to walking away retaining the Dynamite Division Championship.
And that's what he's got to do. You know, he obviously wants to bring that belt home, bring it on to the next town, put it back on his mantelpiece, something to show his family and friends. He's always showing the neighbors. We get a lot of reports on Boyce LeGrande and his activities. A lot of times it just involves the police coming out, but there's no one, you know what I'm saying, there's no one booked or anything like that. just kind of like a domestic disturbance meets drunken disorderly.
Something like that, something to that effect.
And it's weird because he doesn't even drink, but he just gets so belligerent that people often assume that he is abbreviated, John. And this
but
is
we're digressing right now. Let's talk about the action in the ring.
Well, I was going to say, this is a sound part of Dylan Drake's strategy because, you know, that Beta Breakers focuses on the legs, the lower back, and he starts tearing at your limbs piece by piece to help set you up, to help weaken you, to allow him to cinch in that hold with all the torque, John, all the pressure, and all the pain.
Oh, but look at Boyce LeGrande grabbing at the eyes of Dylan Drake, wrenching away, able to get the separation he needed right there as he was in a bad predicament. The challenger fighting with everything he has got. The fan favorite, the man who is the head trainer of the boot camp at the Gold Mine, showing Boyce LeGrande what he has got, what he is made of as he makes his bid for the Dynamite Division Championship, KG.
Dylan Drake wants this belt. He deserves this belt, and he's got to get through a shifty individual to get it. But take nothing away from Boyce LeGrande when that bell rings. When you get outside of the mind games and the cheating and all that, the man is an accomplished and seasoned professional. And you can see how deftly he executed those moves, John. That's all you need to know. Only two. Boyce LeGrande checking with the referee. Referee letting him know, brother, it was only two. You still suck is the chant going up from the crowd. I don't know if you can make it out over that internet connection, but it's deafening here in Pacifica. Crowd settling back in now as LeGrande trying to just pick apart here Dylan Drake, like taking the pages out of a Slayer songbook, piece by piece. Is what he's trying to, how he's trying to take Dylan Drake apart.
That, or maybe he's trying to make it rain blood here in the Gold Mine as he goes to work on the forehead of Dylan Drake. He already dropped him with a DDT earlier as he continues to show more effort and pronunciation with those fists, if you will. I'm trying to use my thesaurus here, KG,
of course.
As he's trying to maybe knock some sense, knock some reality into the head of Dylan Drake, saying, hey, look, I'm the Dynamite Division Champion. I'm walking out with this belt.
Well, here's the thing with Boyce LeGrande. You know, some say his whole title reign for that belt has been nothing but a reign of blood, John.
Here we go, here we go. Oh!
And you talk about where is Boyce LeGrande from? Well, looking at my factual sheet here, John, I see that he currently resides south of heaven.
Boyce LeGrande's spine met the knee of Dylan Drake. We alluded to it earlier. Dylan Drake likes to throw a lot of backbreakers, but he knows how to modify them. He knows how to bring them out of nowhere, if you will, to coin a phrase, and he did so just there. Looked like he was going powerbomb instead. It's a powerbomb backbreaker from the challenger against the Dynamite Division Champion. Sets him for the line. Clothesline takes down the champion.
Unbelievable. And, you know, Boyce LeGrande, you know, don't let his youthful looks deceive you. He is a veteran in this match, John. He debuted in 1998, trained by Roland Alexander, Mike Modest, Crash Holly, and Robert Thompson, which is a lot of great wrestling minds combined. And he's been a mainstay on this wrestling scene, except for a couple of years when he disappeared. But he has been back with a vengeance. He's been holding belts in All Pro Wrestling. He's got the gold here in Gold Rush Pro Wrestling.
Oh, wait,
a minute.
Here we go.
Beta Breakers.
Are we going to crown a new Dynamite Division Champion? Wait a minute.
What is Marquise Jackson doing out here? That's a tap, John. You can see it right there on camera. Boyce LeGrande is tapping out. This match is over. We've got a new champion, John, but the ref didn't see it.
Marquise Jackson is the #1 contender to the Dynamite Division Championship. He really has no business being out here right now during this championship match. Oh, wait a minute. What's MPT doing out here?
MPT's got a score to settle with LeGrande as well.
Wait a minute. LeGrande touch. Oh!
No.
LeGrande just dumped Primetime to the outside. He ducked that super kick. It's Dylan Drake. He said, not this way. Not this way.
Oh my God, John, so disappointing. I'm disgusted with this. MPT threw that blow accidentally, but it was Marquise Jackson even coming out here, John, that opened the door to this whole scenario. You know, it's great the referees are back from their strike. but when is there going to be some order in Gold Rush Pro Wrestling? Why are people not involved in championship matches coming into the ring? Why is MPT even here, John?
I don't know why he's out here.
I know his intentions are good. I get that.
And he has a score to settle with Boyce LeGrande. But at the end of the day, I don't understand why pro wrestlers feel the need to stick their nose into matches their name is not on the contract for.
It's ego, John. Some people think it's all about them. And, you know, as best I can tell, John, MPT just wanted to help. But in the end, he didn't help, John. He didn't help at all.
In any event, Boyce LeGrande is still the Boyce LeGrande is still the Dynamite Division Champion. His sports agent, his sports marketing agent, Marquise Jackson, is the #1 contender, KG.
Well, I hope they make each other very happy, and I don't know what the next title defense for that Dynamite division has in store, but I'm hoping to see one or both of the participants get their butts kicked, John.
You're absolutely right, man. Who knows what's going to happen when they finally step into the ring against each other, but it's not going to end, it's not going to end well for the fans. At least at this point in time, it's not going to end well for the fans because you know Marquise Jackson is just going to go out there, lay on his back, and let Boyce LeGrande walk out still the Dynamite Division Champion. Am I crazy for saying this out loud?
You're not crazy at all, John, but I think we're going to have to see what drives both these guys is their ego. They both lack self-awareness. They're both very full of themselves. They're high on their own supply, John. And when it comes time to being in that ring and competing for that gold, I don't know if they have the discipline to go along with each other's plans and schemes when there's glory on the line.
You're absolutely